Alright guys, we are back and we are finally here with Resident Evil Code Veronica X. This game came out in 2000, 2001. I don't know, one of those years. It originally came out on the Sega Dreamcast and it was just called Resident Evil Code Veronica. But then, PlayStation 2 was right around the corner, so they were like, oh shit, we need to re-release it and make it better, because more people are going to be playing it on the PS2. So they did that, and this is the version here, Code Veronica X. So it just has a few more cutscenes, and it's got, I think this one has the battle game. It's like an extra mode once you beat the game. So this one takes place in December of 1998, so like 3 months after Resident Evil 2. And, the characters there, you can see them. We got Chris and Claire. This is, this is the next part of the fucking story. So, this game doesn't have any extra difficulties. It just has the standard difficulty. You can't play on hard, can't play on normal or easy or any of that shit. It's just one difficulty. And a lot of people say that this is one of the hardest Resident Evil games, and I completely disagree. I think it's very easy. Well, I would say if it's your first time playing it and you don't know what the fuck you're doing, yeah, you're going to have a lot of trouble with it. But this game explores more of the origins of the Umbrella Corporation. You'll find out more about these people called the Ashford family. They're one of the founders of Umbrella Corporation. It just goes in depth more about the origins of Umbrella. So it's actually very important to the story, because every character in this game is, pretty crucial to the overall story of Resident Evil, which is why it kind of pisses me off when a lot of people consider Code Veronica to be a spin-off, because it really isn't. This game actually is what Capcom originally was going to make for Resident Evil 3. Instead of, the Resident Evil 3 that we got, this one was supposed to be Resident Evil 3. But because of some agreement that they had with Nintendo, they had to make another game really quickly. So that's whenever they made the Resident Evil 3 that I just finished playing through. So technically this one was supposed to be the third game. But anyway, I'm going to shut the fuck up now and we're going to begin. There'll be quite a few cutscenes here. Actually, I want to see if I can turn the subtitles on. I guess they don't have any. Well, that sucks. Anyway, let's go.
Resident Evil. The American Midwestern town, Raccoon City, has been completely decimated due to the T-virus outbreak that was instigated by the international corporation Umbrella. Claire Redfield, who arrived in Raccoon City to search for her lost brother Chris, and a rookie police officer, Leon S. Kennedy, managed to escape from the city. But their ordeal was only a prelude of things to come. 3 months later.
Your identification number is WKD 4496. Welcome to your new home.
Her name is Claire Redfield. We caught her trespassing in our Paris lab facility 10 days ago. She apparently infiltrated the complex looking for her lost brother, Chris Redfield, one of the surviving members of RPD's famous STARS teams.
if I were equipped with a lighter, I could see outside. So yeah, you can actually equip the lighter in this game. So there'll be another little cutscene here.
Perfect. Go on. Get out of here. This place is finished. I don't know, it might have been a special forces team. But in any case, this prison's been taken over. The troops are going to be wiped out.
What are you saying?
You're free to leave the complex. But you may as well know you have no chance of getting off this island.
And what about you? What are you going to do?
Don't worry about me.
Alright, so if you were paying attention to the story there, basically what happened is after the events of Resident Evil 2, Claire has, infiltrated an Umbrella base in Europe to look for Chris. And she got caught. So she has now been taken to this island prison called Rockford Island. The game doesn't really specify where this island is located, by the way. But, I think it's somewhere near the Atlantic Ocean. I really don't know. But if you guys noticed in that cutscene, that one guy that was talking to Claire kind of sounded a bit like Dale Gribble from King of the Hill. He said to her, "Your identification number is WKD 4496. Like, shut up, man. Fucking idiot. But anyway, that note there was just telling you, the one that I was reading there, it's just talking about this escort guy that's next to us. His name is Rodrigo Juan Raval. He was in Umbrella Paris, and he's the guy that, he's bleeding. I'll need hemostatic medicine. And you can actually see the bottle that he threw here, because it's empty. That guy is the one that captured Claire whenever she infiltrated that Umbrella lab. So yeah, I really, really like this game. It takes place on an island, and they really, really nailed the atmosphere of being alone in this game. Also, you can do like a little exploit if you read this playing manual from the file menu instead. If you put a green herb like right next to it in the inventory, it will basically be an unlimited healing item. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to use this and get it out of the fucking way. Now, a lot of the gameplay mechanics from Resident Evil 3 are still here. Like, you can still do the quick turn. Like I said, this becomes a feature in every Resident Evil game moving forward. But you can't do the little dodge mechanic anymore that was in RE3. So that kind of sucks. Also, what is this? I always think it's a bag of chips when I play the game. What the fuck is laying there? I have no idea. Now, one thing about Code Veronica that does annoy the piss out of me is these fucking animations, like whenever Claire's going up the stairs, she's afraid. So she takes 1,000 years just to go up the stairs, and that's one thing that really fucking annoys me about this game. There is one door opening animation, guys, that I shit you not lasts like 23 seconds. It's fucking ridiculous. But anyway, here we go. Now, I do want to mention, too, that the knife is absolutely, like, overpowered in this game. You'll see what I'm talking about, but a lot of people, I don't really see a lot of people mention this a whole lot when they talk about playing through Code Veronica. The knife is your best fucking friend in this game. It will help you save up on a lot of ammunition. If you go for the zombies' feet, for some reason, the game immediately makes the zombies drop in like 2 slashes. And you can see that Claire is actually pretty quick with the knife as well. And the same goes for Chris if you're playing as him. Because this game, you will switch to Chris at some point, and it doesn't tell you that. But, and that's another reason that a lot of people say this game is difficult. because you don't get any warning when you're about to switch characters. And if you don't keep the same, if you don't, you know, give Chris anything in the item box when you're playing as Claire, it makes his game a lot more difficult. But anyway, the knife, it can also slash enemies multiple times in one go. You'll see what I'm talking about, but basically what I'm trying to say is that the knife is really fucking powerful in this game. Now, real quick, I want to explain something. Well, I kind of already explained it, but it's basically what I'm trying to say is that you just want to go for the feet with the knife. Look at that, he's already down. Of course, that guy got a little too close. The zombies in Code Veronica are a lot easier to, you know, deal with compared to the other Resident Evil games that I've played here. See, look at that, he's already dead from that. The knife is so good in this game. And it's also really good in Resident Evil 4 when we get to that one, which will be the next one that I'm going to play. But actually, Resident Evil Code Veronica was not the, it wasn't the next game to come out. There was actually one that came out before it on the PlayStation 1 called Resident Evil Survivor. But man, guys, that game is fucking dog shit. That game is terrible. It's just, you have to experience it, and I am going to play it at some point, but it's just not really that important to the overall story. I'm mostly playing the games that are important to the story first. So in here, we're going to get another cutscene where we're going to meet our partner for this game. His name is Steve Burnside, and he's a fucking idiot. He's fucked. I'll explain him in a little bit. But anyway, enjoy.
Wait, don't shoot.
Who are you?
Huh? You're not a zombie. Well, great. Wait right there. I'm coming over. Sorry about that little misunderstanding, but I thought you were another one of those monsters.
Shut up. Make one wrong move and I'll shoot.
Relax, beautiful. I said I was sorry. My name's Steve. I was a prisoner on this island. And I'm guessing you're not from Umbrella either.
No, I'm Claire. Claire Redfield.
Claire? Nice. I'll remember that. Hey, I heard there's an airport around here. And once I find it, I can finally escape from this crazy island. I'll see ya.
Hey, wait up.
I don't want you following me, lady. You'll only slow me down.
Alright, so now we have obtained the handgun. I believe that's a Beretta M93R. Let me make sure. I'm just such a fucking gun nut. I really love these. Yep, M93R. Yep, whatever. Anyway, what's cool about that cutscene too is if you had noticed Claire fired 3 bullets This gun normally holds 15, so now it's down to 12. I just think it's really cool that they paid that much attention to detail. But anyway, that guy's name is Steve Burnside. And, you know, he's a teenager. He's like 17 years old. But he is just a fucking dumbass in this game, guys. He's a fucking idiot. He's honestly one of my most disliked Resident Evil characters, but I will say that they did a retelling of this game on the Nintendo Wii called Resident Evil The Dark Side Chronicles, and they made Steve a much, much better character in that game. They reworked him so that he's not as annoying as fuck, and he's actually a very good character in that game. But I'm hoping that if they remake this game, they actually make Steve a very, very good character, but I don't know if they can. He's just... The only word that I can really use to describe Steve, I guess, would just be that he's cringy. You know, he's a 17-year-old kid. He was just kind of thrown in this prison. You'll get more of his story as we get on with the game, but he's just... he's fucked, man. He's just stupid. If I do take a bit of damage here, that's alright, though. I'm trying to just save as much ammo as I can for at least this beginning prison section, because it's Resident Evil, so you know there's going to be a big mansion and shit. So let's see how much damage. Okay, we're still in yellow caution. That's fine. Alright, he's dead. Now, over here, if Claire would go over here, there's a map of the prison. Man, I love the music in this game. They absolutely fucking nailed the feeling of absolute despair in this game. I think Code Veronica's soundtrack might be one of my favorite ones in all of gaming. Like, period. It's that good. I love it. And like I said, I have like all the soundtracks for every game too. There's some ammo right here. And then if you just kind of take a look at this table, half-eaten food items are scattered in this area. Now this is the first Resident Evil game to have actual 3D backgrounds and a moving camera with your character. See that, how it moves with Claire? So technically it does still have the fixed cameras, but it does move with your character. And it has actual 3D backgrounds instead of the pre-rendered backgrounds from the old games. But I remember playing this game as a kid, and this game scared the shit out of me, guys. Let's see, here's a file right here. I'm going to read this one. I may not read every file in this game, because some of them are not as important, but I'll try my best to. Prisoner's Diary. May 13th. This room stinks of death. Based upon the information I've found, I believe that I'm far south of the equator. Lucky for me that Bob in the bunk below me is one of those interesting types of guys. May 16th. Today Bob told some crazy story of why he was put this place with me. Bob said that he used to be an attendant of the head of this place. This boss named Alfred supposedly placed him in here because of a tiny little mistake. What does that mean? What's going to happen to me? May 20th. Without warning, a group of military men took Bob to the building behind the guillotine stand. At midnight, I'll sneak out of here to see him. I've been hearing that anyone taken to that building never comes back. On top of that, there are these really large plastic bags constantly being removed from that place. I'd better pray for Bob. May 21st. I was wrong. I shouldn't have gone there. What is going on there? All I could hear was some insanely creepy laughter and the sound of Bob screaming. I don't know what to do. I can't stop thinking about it. Is that going to happen to me? I can't let it. I just can't. May 27th. Since my last entry, all of my fellow inmates have been taken to that building. I know that I'm next. It's obvious that we are all here being used as Alfred's guinea pigs. There's no way out. What am I going to do? Yeah, whenever I was a kid and I first read that, I was like, holy shit, that is fucked up. But as you can see, there's a few zombies there. I'm sure you can already predict what's about to happen here. But anyway. Here we go. Now I'm going to try and take out a few of these zombies just to get them out of my way. See, look at that. It does like multiple slashes against him whenever you hit him. Now we're going to pick up these Calico M100P pistols. They are not fully automatic, by the way. That zombie's going to grab my leg. Okay, maybe not. Sweet. Because I just wanted to come and grab this ammo here. And then basically just get the fuck out of here. Because there's nothing else that I need to do here. I think I will go ahead and heal again, though. Now, getting an A rank in this game is absolutely ridiculous, guys. You have to play the game basically without saving once and without using any healing items. It's absolutely ridiculous. I've never done it. And it's just fucking, it's bullshit. Not as bullshit as, you know, fucking Mercenaries mode with Nikolai. But it's pretty difficult. I've never really cared enough to get an A rank in this game anyway, so I just haven't really bothered to do it. Now, another thing that I want to mention about this game, well, we're going to get another little cutscene here, too. But what I was going to say is that it's very much a product of its time. There's some dialogue in this game and some stuff that happens that haven't really aged well. And I'll get to that in a minute. There's a big hole in the wire netting. There's a blood stain under the eaves. Yep, cool. I love the fucking music in this game. I cannot stress enough how good it is. But, what I mean by that is that there's some dialogue in this game and some of the stuff that happens that are just not cool. I guess would be the best way to describe it. It's just not really acceptable, you know. Some stuff that Claire says that it's like, hey, let's not say that, you know. So, you'll see that in a little bit. I'm trying not to use a lot of this ammunition for this M100P weapon, because I like to save it up for Chris and let him use it. Because Chris, when you play as him, there's a lot more difficult enemies that you have to take on. But I like to try to save a lot of ammo for Chris when we play as him. But we've still got a long way to go before we switch to Chris anyway.
Please deposit any metallic items you have in the security
So there's
box.
this little security box. You have to put everything in your fucking inventory that is metal in there, including your water. If you don't, the place will lock down and it'll make you put your shit in there. It's kind of pointless. But what we're going to do is go in this room. There'll be another file to pick up, and then we will get another cutscene with Steve Burnside. And this one is really... it's out there, I'll just say that. Facts on the facility access application. Be sure to verify the content of the following facility access application form and add the applicant's name to the expected visitors list. Chief Prison Guard Room, Paul Steiner. I hereby apply for access permission for Prison Area D. Details follow. Visitor's name, Carl Grisham. Purpose of entry, carrying in the following materials. New product sample from the Metal Industries Co. TGO1. Various daily commodities offered by the prison. Note, I will use a transportation truck. TG01 sample will be stored inside a designated briefcase. Shut the fuck up. Alright, get ready for this cutscene, guys.
Chris Redfield.
What are you doing here?
Chris Redfield. Is he a relative of yours or something?
You mean my brother?
Ah, your siblings. Well, it seems your brother is under surveillance by Umbrella.
What? I've got to contact Leon and tell him to let my brother know he's being monitored. It's a good thing I have access to an outside connection from here.
Well, that file shows the latitude and longitude of this place. Why don't you send your brother the coordinates and ask him to come help?
Thanks. I'll do that.
Hey, I was just kidding. There's no way he could get here, even if he is your brother.
Yes, he can. I'm sure of it.
No way. He won't come. You'll just end up disappointed if you rely on others. Believe me, I know.
What was that all about?
You'll just end up disappointed if you rely on others. Believe me, I know. So yeah, Steve is just this angsty 17-year-old kid, you know. I would say that he gets better as the story goes on, but he kind of does. But like I said, he's a much better character in the Dark Side Chronicles retelling of this game, because he's actually not as annoying. But yeah, I don't hate Steve. I just, he's he's a character, I'll put it that way. So Claire has sent an email to Leon so that Leon can inform Chris that he's being monitored by Umbrella. And a lot of fans tend to think that Leon just, informed Chris, but actually Leon tracked Chris down and met him in person and told him that. So I see a lot of people saying that, Leon never actually met Chris until later on, but actually he did right there. He tracked him down in person and told him that. We need to pick up these grenade rounds too. There's some flame rounds and these other rounds called BOW gas rounds. And then we need to drop those in the, there's also a first aid spray here that I'm going to pick up. And there's another file here too, just kind of explaining how this fucking 3D printer works, so I'm not going to read it. It's not really important.
Please deposit any metallic items you have in the security box.
So now we need to deposit the hawk emblem and all of this shit. But basically after the events of Resident Evil 2, Sherry was taken into protective custody or whatever from the government. You guys saw that in the epilogues. Now, one of them that I didn't really explain was Leon's epilogue. What happened with Leon is that they basically gave him a choice, and you'll see this again in Resident Evil 4 because we will be playing as Leon again. But essentially they gave Leon a choice and were like, hey, you have some valuable skills because you survived Raccoon City, so you can join us and be a government agent, or we can kill you. Of course, they weren't actually going to kill Leon, but they basically left him with no choice, so Leon is a government agent now, and he works directly under the president. So what we need out of this room is that fire extinguisher back there, so I will actually start using my guns now. They do have the explosive stuff that you can shoot like Resident Evil 3. And if you're lucky, you can actually kill both of those zombies. Now I will equip the knife here. But yeah, in Resident Evil 4, they do give you a brief rundown on what happened with Leon after Resident Evil 2, but they don't... I mean, they kind of go into it in detail, but not really, if that makes sense. Okay. Fucking cut him apart already, goddamn. Okay. So now that those zombies have been dealt with, we need to go back to that graveyard area and use that fire extinguisher, but first I need to come over to this bloody guillotine and take this padlock key. Now we will go back to that graveyard area. Now the reason that I picked up that padlock key is because this door immediately to our left can be opened with it, but I'll have to open it from the other side, see? And it just makes backtracking a bit quicker. So that's why I'm doing that. And now the dogs are coming out. We're just going to ignore them Because for whatever reason in this game, the dogs are quite a bit slower than you, so if you just keep zigzagging like that, they'll pretty much never hit you. The dogs are really underwhelming in this game. I mean, obviously, I'm not saying that you need to fucking, you know, ignore them or whatever, but like, they're just not that dangerous in this game, because there's also just not that many of them. There's like a midway point in this game, like, it's not after you switch to Chris, but like shortly before that, you pretty much never see the dogs at all anymore. Okay, let's kill this motherfucker. See, look at that. He's already dead. The knife is just really powerful in this game. Yep, come over here. Oops. There we go. Alright, he's dead. There should be one more, but if I can just use the fire extinguisher, I'm not going to worry about him. And I just realized I'm not going to have the inventory space to pick this up, so I'm going to have to go back and use that padlock key real quick. I meant to do it a minute ago, but those dogs were right on my ass, and I just kind of forgot about it. There should be a zombie immediately to my left, so I'm going to hold the run button. Oh, he's not there. Yeah, they're over here. These zombies in this area, I'm not even going to worry about taking them out. There's a lot of zombies in this game that I'm like, you know what, it's not even worth it to take them out. Alright, we've used the padlock key, so now we can just go straight that way and just, you know, be done with it. By that, I mean that we can just get through that section quicker. So that is why I took that padlock key there. So basically, if you remember what that file said, that guy was bringing a alloy called TGO1. These zombies seem to respawn as well. Get the fuck off me. I'm just going to ignore them though. My god, there's a lot of them actually. This might be a bit tricky. Yeah. Alright, the hell with them. I'm just gonna pick up this case and leave. But basically that guy was bringing a alloy that's not metal. You'll see here in a minute. Briefcase. There's a button. Push it. Yep. TGO1 is inside the briefcase. So it's basically a special alloy that's not going to get picked up by the metal detector, essentially. And we need to use that to create a replica of that hawk emblem that I picked up. And we will put that in the 3D printer there. God damn it, get off me. See, in Code Veronica, if you're fast enough with pushing the buttons to escape from the zombies, you can actually do it before they even damage you, like I did right there. Look at that, man. That is just insane. One slash and they're just down. Absolutely insane, man. The knife is broken in this game. So when I first played this game, and it got to that intro section where you're in the graveyard, I was shitting myself. I was like, holy crap, how am I going to take these fucking zombies out with just a knife? And I ended up getting killed until, you know, it wasn't until I came back to this game later, you know, because when you're a kid, you're not really that good at video games. At least I wasn't, and I'm still not that good at them. But, you know, once I came back to the game as a, you know, older... Once I came back to the game as an older person and played it again, I was like, oh shit, the knife is really powerful. Of course, I looked up some walkthroughs too. This was back in the days whenever I didn't even fucking know what YouTube was though. So what I did was I went online and printed out an entire fucking walkthrough of this game. And I had it on paper. That was a really long, I think it was like 30 pages long, probably. It was pretty lengthy, but we're going to put that there. 3D data is required, yep, so that's why we're going to go back to this security box and pick up the hawk emblem. This shit we're just going to leave here, though. So now we're going to put the hawk emblem in this tray. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. Please place them. Well, does it... I thought that maybe... Okay, so yeah, it does open up. I thought I had to open the tray first, but it's fine. Now I'll put the hawk emblem in there. So basically that hawk emblem is going to unlock the main gate of the prison so we can get the fuck out of here. And now that thing is going to trace it out. Also, if something wasn't holding that alloy down, that would never fucking work. It'd just get knocked off, wouldn't it? Anyway, the special alloy emblem, so it won't be picked up by the metal detector, and as you can hear that, the zombies have broken through. But hopefully we can just get past them here. See, I shook him off without taking any damage, because I was fast enough. So now, we're going to pick up all of this shit, even the, empty fire extinguisher, if I have the inventory space for it, and I do, because you need the empty extinguisher later on as Chris, so I'm going to take it with me. And basically at this point we will be able to escape from the prison. Well, not escape from the well, we're getting out of the prison area, but we're still going to be on this island, Rockford Island, whatever the fuck it's called. Ignore the dogs. Okay. So we need to run through these zombies. Oh shit, that guy almost got me there. Now we can use this alloy emblem here. Open the gate and get the fuck out of here. Perfect. So, the story, though, I actually really like this section here, too. This game also, by the way, guys, came out around the same time that Devil May Cry 1 did, and some copies of Code Veronica actually came with a demo of Devil May Cry 1. Unfortunately, I never got a copy of the game with the Devil May Cry demo on it, because if I did, I probably would have gotten invested into that series a lot younger than I did. Because I didn't play Devil May Cry, I didn't play those games until I was probably a teenager. Which I'm only in my 20s now, so it's not a big deal. Let's see, what the fuck was I saying? Oh, so, the games, like, I've played all of them chronologically so that the narrative, the overall narrative makes the most sense. But, actually, Resident Evil 0 came out after this one. Which they were planning on making Resident Evil 0 for the Nintendo 64. I believe I mentioned that in my playthrough of 0. But I've heard rumors that they might be working on a remake of 0, which would be pretty cool, actually. Oh, shit. Fuck you, man. Man. I know I just said earlier about how the dogs... How was I missing my shots there? That's bullshit. But I was like, oh yeah, the dogs aren't that big of a deal. What the fuck was I talking about? They're still the same. Okay, let's see if I can knife this motherfucker so I can save ammo. There we go. Fuck you, dog. Now you need to come over here and pick up this item first. The Navy proof. I also just really like the scenery of this area. Like, the whole game just looks fucking great, man. So now we have made it to the palace. Oops. Yes, I know, it's the M93R. What I wanted to do was do that. So here we go. We have made it to the palace. This place is awesome, and I fucking love the music here. So basically, this game is mostly about the Ashford family and their role in the origins of the Umbrella Corporation. What I'm saying is gonna make sense later, basically. Let's see. Yeah, I'll go up here to the save room. A huge portrait is on display here. You will be meeting this guy very soon. He is... he is fucking insane, guys. But he's one of my favorite characters in Resident Evil because he's just ridiculous. You'll see what I mean. And here's the save room, as well as the save room music for Code Veronica, which is actually my favorite save theme in the series. I think it's the best one. So we're going to be putting away that and the empty extinguisher. And I'm not going to need the navy proof for a while either, so I'll put it away. I'm going to go ahead and save it here, though, and end the game. Or end the video, I mean. So we'll end this video right here, and I'll pick it back up, you know, at some point. I've probably got a few saves here. Yeah, I'll save this one on block 15, I guess. Doesn't really matter. Alright, there we go. Claire 01 Palace Save Room. Perfect. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video when we explore more of the palace.